Hi, I'm Deb McIntosh and welcome to Community Connections. I'm thrilled to be here today with Bette Armstrong from Operation Feast. Hi Betty, welcome to the show.
Hi Deb, thanks for having me.
So Betty, you've been around for a long time now with Operation Feast. How many years?
Well, it's been running for 11 years through New Life Church, but I've been doing it for just over 8. So
Oh, just over.
Just over 8, yeah.
It's a lifetime when you're doing this type of work, for sure. So can you give us a sort of a rundown on what Operation Feast is and how it works?
Yeah, it's something that's really needed in the community. As you know, you do similar stuff yourself. People that are low income, single moms and dads, seniors, mentally wounded, disabilities, different disabilities, people that are shut-ins. We try to get food out to them, as you know, a meal once a week. And right now we're serving 160 people. And we have, I think, 8 to 10 drivers. So a lot is delivery, but we do have 65 people that pick up. And we're very close to a low-income apartment building. So they can walk over and pick up their meals. So yeah, that's kind of what we do, and we get support mostly from our church, but we do get support from some places in the community, and of course we're always looking for more support. And with doing 160 meals and the prices of food right now, it's incredible. Like, it's just costs so much more than it did when we first started.
Isn't it incredible how the prices have jumped? I know that even with the food bank, we got a bill for November, December, and it was over $20,000.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that people need to know, that even though your price, the cost of food has gone up for your household, so much more at organizations that do this.
Yes.
So when you say a meal, what does that entail?
A meal is usually, we try our best to get a salad out and a really good, like a good protein, and that can be anything from like chicken to beef, and and I try to do really diverse dishes so people get a good taste of different ethnic foods and stuff like that. And usually like a vegetable, potato, and they always get a bun and homemade dessert, because we have some ladies in our church that's been doing this for years and years, and they just bake and make everything that we need. So it's, yeah.
There's nothing really better than church lady baking and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a little sprinkle of something. I don't know, but it always tastes better. It always
Yeah,
does.
they say the same thing about egg salad sandwiches.
Absolutely my favorite, and if it's a church lady sandwich, I'm in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you bring out the food, you do that stuff. How does it help within the church? Like, what does it add to what the church does?
It does, because we want to be part of the community and be able to reach out and help people that need help, and which they do all the time anyway, besides Operation Feast. But yeah, it's just a good thing just to reach out to people and let them know that somebody cares. We have a lot of shut-ins, people that don't see anyone, only the people that drop off the meal for them once a week. Like people that are disabled and can't get out. We used to do in-house. So we'd have people come, and we opened up the gym, and we did this every week. But what happened with COVID, of course, everything kind of shut down, and we decided that we would start delivering food to the people, and we reached out, and we had 200 people we were serving meals to during COVID, and it did cut back once, and now it's of course inching up again because people are having a difficult time keeping up with bills. I know that there's people that they will say, I can't pay this bill this month because I gotta buy this such groceries or whatever, and then the next month,
or electricity.
Yeah, it's like they're balancing out. I can't pay this one this month, I'll pay it next month, and this is happening. And when you get phone calls and people are saying like, I'm so desperate, like I'll take anything you have. That's kind of sad when you're looking at a single mom with 3 children. Like, it's very sad. So any way that anybody can help in the community, like, it's great. And I always tell people, like at church and stuff, it's like, if you see the chicken on sale, right? Like if you're picking some up for your family, think about maybe grabbing one for me. I got freezer space, and so that.
So that's one of the neat things about your organization, that they've outfitted you with a kitchen that is top notch.
It is excellent, and the Columbia Basin Trust, we did get a grant and got a new stove because our stove was like something like 50 years old. So it was done. So having a new stove has been incredible. It's like you can get a lot of good baking and everything done, and be consistent heat and stuff, not like the old one was starting to be a little rattly.
Right. Yeah. And so volunteering, how many volunteers are in the kitchen with you? Because that's a lot of meals.
It is. I'm kind of looking for another volunteer right now. I had one that couldn't do it anymore. She was covering two of the shifts a month, and because of her work, she can't take those days off anymore, so I lost her. So I'm kind of, pulling in a few people here and there that can do a few hours here and there.
Can you tell me what that would look like for a person?
It's not so long a day. Like for myself, it's usually about 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and then I go until about 3 to 3:30 in the afternoon, and I do my shopping on Mondays, which takes basically all day, and then I do some of my prep on Tuesday, prep and cooking on Wednesday, and everything is all packaged, put into the refrigerators. We have big refrigerator, and then it's all packaged up on Thursdays, which is great. We have some kids from the high school that come over on Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, they do all the paper bags with like the bun, the butter, the dessert, the napkin, all that stuff that you need. They do that on Wednesday, and we throw a little dessert their way and a pop, so they're very happy. And then on Thursday, they come and they package the meals that we have. They put them in the bag with the paper bag and tie it all up and have it ready for the drivers, and they have their numbers above the table where they put it all, and it's all set up and ready for the drivers to come in. We have, I think, eight or 10 drivers, something like that right now. In the kitchen, I have probably about 7 people that are kind of coming in and out, like for so many hours each day or whatever. They help just to break it up a little bit for me, so I don't have as long a day. I'm the only cook. So yeah, and we're all volunteers. Nobody's paid for anything, so we give all of our time just to this because our hearts are in that. That's part of how we feel. We want to help anybody that we can in the community in any way that we can. Just like you, Deb. Yeah.
Thanks, Betty. So if somebody said, well, I can only do maybe 5 hours in a day,
that's fine.
Okay, they don't have to do that
I
at
don't
5:30.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one that's crazy enough to get up at 4 and 5 in the morning and do that. But that's me. And by 4:30 in the afternoon, I'm done. So I'm a early morning person. That's when my energy levels are there when I need it.
Wow, that's incredible. So some of the other things that go on with that, so it's not only food, and I know that food is the great equalizer. We can all sit around the table and eat, and we're all equal, and we're breaking bread, and that's wonderful. Will you ever go back to in-house?
We really can't, because the problem with that is not so much a problem, but it was almost like a solution because of COVID. COVID got us onto something really good, because we found that we found people that couldn't come out. They don't drive. They can't take buses or taxis. Like, there's people with walkers and wheelchairs, and like they're just home, like, what do you call that? Shut-ins, basically. So if I brought it back, I can't do both. It's too much. Like, to be able to do, package everything up, get it out, and then also do a meal where you got to wash dishes and all that stuff too, is just, it would be too much. And I don't have that many volunteers. But we started reaching people. That's why our numbers climbed to 200 during COVID, because all of a sudden it's like people were like, we can have it delivered, right?
So game changer.
Yeah. So we deliver to people, and just those few minutes at the door, we ask them, are you doing okay? Like, is everything good? Do you need anything? You know, we do ask and see if there's anything that they need. Even sometimes they, you know, they'll say we need prayer, and somebody will pray for them, right? So it's like whatever they need. Like we're there to help as much as we can, and hopefully, if they need you for the food bank and stuff, we'll be able to refer them over to you.
Yeah, just send our number. It's funny, you know, because with COVID, prior to COVID, everyone would come in and eat at the food bank as well, and there was a community.
Yes, and they really miss that.
They do, but it's
yeah.
not sustainable, and it's people are still not out of the. Well, 2 years of COVID, you get into new habits, right?
That's
so
right.
it's and they're not back into, like, nobody's wanting to come en masse to sit down with 50 people and eat, and it's an interesting dynamic to watch.
It is
very interesting, because even if they don't believe that COVID was a thing, they're still not willing to come in and eat, because people change over time, and it's been very interesting to watch the different groups that worked with large groups of people, and how that has changed, and how how the whole world is changing really around all that.
It has, and it's in some ways it's a really sad world right now, but there's still a lot of really good people. There's still a lot of really kind people. I'm finding, like, being out, like, I'm in grocery stores so much because I have to shop so much for Operation Feast, that I see a lot of people being kind, like, oh, you go ahead of me, you only got a few items, like that kind of stuff. And it wasn't like that through COVID. People were, like, silent, and everybody was like, don't come past your 6 feet.
Scared and angry.
Yeah, and I think we're coming back.
Yeah, I hope so, because it's been tough out there, really tough for people to get over that hump and then move forward.
Yes.
I mean, all of us got caught up in it, myself included, about we have to do this, we have to do that, and there's two camps: the ones that went really that way and the ones that way. So hopefully we can now all come
We're
together.
hoping they'll meet in the middle.
And just do some.
Yeah, you're still seeing extreme on both sides, for sure. Yeah,
I think we all have to do some self-reflection on how we move forward, and what is best for community, to bring them together, and maybe bringing them together now is going to look different from here on in, but that can be exciting too, right? Yeah. So we're always out there looking for other people too that are falling through the cracks. So if somebody wanted to phone and say, I only need a meal, say, once a month, can I sign up for that? What is the answer to that?
That could happen. I would definitely tell them they would have to call me and remind me, because otherwise we have, like, huge schedules of, for the delivery drivers and everything. And so they would have to call me a few days before, so I could make sure that they were on the schedule for that week,
Yeah, I'm like that too, yes, you can possibly remind me 3 days ahead, and possibly on the day of as well, because there's a lot going on.
There is, yeah.
And because I think people think sometimes if you sign up, you're signing up for the whole thing, and things are workable. I know I find that too with our organization, is that it's all or nothing, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, mine are signed up, like, they don't have to call in every week, because I wouldn't have time to answer the phone to 160 people. So they're just signed up, and that's it. But like, if you do miss a few times, like, I'm definitely going to say, I don't think you need it that bad if you don't come and pick it up after 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be a line.
There's got to be some limits.
Yeah, we're doing that too, New Year's. So now you have to phone in. You have to let us know, because otherwise we're sitting at the end of the day with 25 lunches, and then what?
Yeah, what I find happens for me, and it's working out really well, is if I do have meals that people haven't come to pick up, they go up to Selkirk to some of the students up there.
Nice.
Yeah, we have someone that works up at Selkirk, and it's her section. So she, the kids in her place that she cleans, she makes sure that they have the extra meals. So she says they're so happy.
I bet they are, because Betty hasn't mentioned yet that she also brings food to the shelter. So we appreciate that, because your meals are fantastic.
Oh,
They
thank you.
really are,
Thank you.
and the diversity and different choices, and always a protein and a vegetable, and it's really healthy. And it's really, really appreciated, because you don't have to do it, but you choose to help us out. And I think that's really important in building community as well, is our organizations in Castlegar, I can only speak for Castlegar, tend to be very siloed, and not wanting to cross those hallways to shake a hand and meet and work together.
I think you and I are great for that. Like, we have no problem doing that. And
Yeah.
Iris
Yeah.
in on that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
sure.
think if we can break down more of those walls, we can
Because we
help
all
the
have
people.
we all have the same goal, is to help
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
So it should be that way, that we're all, we're reaching out a lot of times to the same people. So it's good that they know that we all got their back, right?
What a nice feeling that must be, because because some people, nobody's got their back,
That's right.
right?
That's
And
right.
how do you reach out to somebody when you're feeling like that? So thank you for building that kind of community and that kind of access. Is it a religious thing? Is it do people
No.
have to say grace? Like, do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, is it because some people
no,
are,
not at all. Because that's one of the things that we don't put any kind of paperwork in their bags or anything that have anything to do with the church. They're more than welcome to come to our church if they want to, or any other church in Castlegar. But and like I said, if they ask for prayer, they would get prayer. Somebody would be there to do that for them.
would they do that at the door?
We've done it at the door
Yeah.
before. We've had people come to the door crying and upset because things have happened in their life, and we ask, what can we do? Can we pray for you? And we've never had anybody say no, and which is great. And it's not like, as far as the religious part goes, the only religious part of that is that we're brought up as Christians to be giving, and we're supposed to help the needy.
So it's not even a question.
It's not even a question. It's just part of your life. That's that's part of your heart. And not everybody got a heart for that. They have heart for other things. So this is, I feel that this was my gift, was given to me, was like servitude. So I've always been somebody to go, oh, come in, eat. Come in. Are you hungry? Like, this is my whole life. It's been like that.
Right.
It's just like, that's how I give love, is to feed people. That's just.
You give a lot of love, Bette.
Yeah.
A lot of love.
Lots of love. Yep. With gravy on the side.
Yeah. And why not, right? Yeah. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it is nobody's doing, like the food bank, nobody's paid there.
Yeah.
We do it because we feel the need to do it, and it's filling our cups as well.
Yeah, and there's
We're
a need
getting-
for it. So
And there's a definite
that's
need
right.
for it. We've been doing it with the food bank close to 30 years.
Wow.
And it's not something you get into because you're going to make some big money.
No.
Or you're going to solve all the problems.
No.
As a matter of fact, and you must know this, is that sometimes you walk away very heavy-hearted
Yes.
because of what you can't do.
That's right.
Even though you're doing extraordinary things every day and helping people, there's always those few things that you feel like you
Yes.
failed on,
Yeah.
which is heartbreaking.
It is. On Thursdays, though, once the meals have all gone out with the drivers and the people have all picked up their meal, there's definitely a feeling of, thank God somebody's got a hot meal tonight and a full belly, and they don't have to worry for one meal at least, right?
And to know that somebody out there, or an organization, or even a church, because behind you there's you, then there's your volunteers, and then there's the church, which is a big community. So I bet you that just opens the door a little bit and lets the light in, whether or not they want to.
That's right.
Want to do that, or they know that they can do that. That's got to be, regardless of religion or anything else, to know that there's open arms.
The whole church family, they're really supportive of Operation Feast. Like, it's their tithing that pays for most of the food. We do get help in the community, like from different groups, and like Dirty Diggers and Castlegar Realty have been longtime supporters. And like, just to have more money coming in, it means like we can feed people better, and we can maybe feed more people if we have the volunteers. Like our cutoff was my thing. I said my cutoff would be at 150 because I'm the one who's cooking. But having that, you know, extra people, now I'm at 160. I couldn't say no,
And you'll never say no.
and I'll never say no. I'll find some way, because I've had people like Dirty Diggers say, if you can't do it, or if you have to turn somebody away, call me. We'll find a way.
And people are nervous sometimes about where to give their money, because they, you know, we don't have big media machines to put this stuff out.
No,
You know?
no. We know 100% of the money goes into food, and goes to the people in need.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people need to, it's really important for people to know that, because sometimes they think, well, they get paid. What are they complaining about?
Yeah,
There's no pay.
Yeah, somebody said to me one day, that's why you get paid the big bucks. I'm like, I have never been paid. Yeah, it's not something that I'm doing for that reason.
Yeah, I get well, you work for the food bank and all you have to do is push paper around. And it's like, yeah, well, I don't get paid. No, nobody gets paid. And we don't do it for any other reason than it needs to be done. It's what
That's
we
right.
do. And it's just something that every community has those food champions, the people that need to do this stuff. And I think it's great. And I think as the younger generation is coming up too, it brings some more of them in. And because there's some good-hearted kids out there, man.
Oh, there really is. Like having the high school kids come in and help. I mean, it's showing them what we do. And now, you know, and they know why we're doing it. And before they didn't. They didn't even know it was happening. So, you know, they're like, oh, I didn't realize there were that many families that needed help. You know, and so it's good because they can see, like, because so much of that's hidden, you know.
Well, yeah, parents don't talk about it with their kids if they're struggling.
That's right.
You know, that's one of the issues we have at the food bank, actually, is we don't allow kids to come in there, because if a parent's coming in to pick up their parcel and they see their daughter's friend or whatever, it's not easy to face that. Some people it doesn't matter to, but some. But they fundraise for us and do different things as they do with your group, and you talk to them about what's going on, and you know, they could be one of the ones receiving. But just being able to participate in an event like that, or to help out, it's a paying back for something you might not even know you're getting.
That's right.
Right? So it can be a beautiful thing and a life lesson thing and all of that stuff. And I think that's really neat. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
And just, you know, we're meeting very basic needs part of the time. We can't even meet them all of the time because the need is so great.
No, I mean, I would love if they were getting a meal every day, but it just can't. Yeah. We'd never financially be able to do it.
We're doing pretty good in Castlegar, though, 4 meals a week,
Yes.
which isn't bad. You know, but definitely something to think of going forward, actually, yeah. More so in the winter, I think, than the summer, because our numbers go down in the summer.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Because food is it's a lot more accessible then too, because I mean, people have gardens, and you know, I know my husband and I, we have 2 huge gardens, and we have a basket we put out on our sidewalk, and as things like what we're not going to use, and we grow enough for 1 million families, right. So we just keep filling the basket and we put it out on the step, and we have people yelling with their zucchini, thank you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. When you go to shop, when you're thinking, I've always done this, is that when you go to shop, you think what you're going to make out of a meal. Now, whatever's left over from that meal, what can I make different so I'm not going to have leftovers of the same thing, because I don't like to eat leftovers. What can I make out of this whole thing that I have left over to make a different dinner, right? Just to spice it up a little bit, so you're not eating leftovers, you know.
See, and that's somebody that's a cook like yourself can do. Honestly, I'm not a cook, and I hate shopping. So
and I like
what am I doing, right? Yeah. So
I absolutely love it. I love to cook. Love it. I never get tired of it. I never have like a Wednesday where I say, oh, I don't want to do this today. You know, like I don't have that.
That's amazing.
I look forward to it. I love it. And I mean, I come home and I cook after I've been cooking all day. Like it's just something I've always done. Been in restaurants for years and years. I've ran, you know, managed different restaurants all over the place, and I loved it, every minute of it.
So I just want to talk a little bit about how the church works with getting the money, and you had mentioned a tithing. So if I throw, I don't know, if I go to church and I throw $20 in the basket, does that go to you automatically?
Yeah, it's not a basket. We have little envelopes that are in like a little wooden case on the backs of the pews, and people can put, you know, cash in there if they want, and put where it's allocated to, like Operation Feast or the ministries or whatever. So we really do get a lot of support from the congregation. And we also have like a POS machine at the front desk, so when they're coming in or leaving, they can use their debit card or credit card or whatever they want, and they can do the same thing, and they just write on the receipt where they want the money to go. And that's where it'll go, to ministries or Operation Feast or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so people can also drop donations off and just put a designation on there for Operation Feast.
Definitely.
And it'll go to that account.
We have a big wooden mailbox on the front of our church, and if you wanted to make a donation that way, like write a check and put it in an envelope and write Operation Feast on it and put it in there, or also, you know, we have an email address that'll be apparently up on the screen after.
We'll put that up, and people can reach out. Betty, I want to thank you for your dedication as well as your volunteers, and a huge shout out to your congregation that keeps this going, because I don't
Yes.
think people understand the amount of time and effort that it takes, but it takes a lot of money.
It takes a lot of money.
And a lot of heart, and you, my friend, have covered it all, and you've got heart and you've got soul, and you're just incredible. So thank you from the bottom of
and
my
thank
heart.
you so much for everything you do in the community. I think it's awesome.
Thanks, Betty.
Yeah.
Here's to a great year.
Yes. Same to you.
Thank you.